natural reflexes, and supernatural 20s. This is Cosmopunk.
Karmageddon, a homebrew Starfinder story featuring the crew of the Leica 7.
Hey there, I'm Cypher, and I play the Yosaki operative Otter and hotshot super spy space ninja pilot by the name of Ryder. The list of enemies who have seen her and live to tell the tale is very short, just like her.
Hello, I'm Ty. I play Radar, the Amultra mechanic. He recently had an intergalactic demon god removed from his brain and he's been a bit off ever since.
I'm RJ, and I play V the Vesk, a former corporate unethical weapons designer turned independent, slightly ethical mercenary. V and their drone flyby are the team's main mechanic and computers expert, which basically means everything on the spaceship either works incredibly well or is completely broken. There are no in-betweens.
Hey, I'm Pan, and I play Bath, android kobold mage and captain of the Leica 7. Not to mention almost everyone else in the world this time, as I'm the game master. The Star Master. Previously on Cosmopunk, Ryder and Radar reunited with V's old workmate Alejandro, the awakened Bear Technomancer and 4-star chef, as well as Juniper, a liberated AI now gifted an SRO body in the employ of Kharmageddon, a hidden demi-plane game world in Bath's last known location. With Al's help, they uncovered Project Window, a ploy by the business juggernaut Pale Moon and their subsidiary/espionage unit, Hightail Fashion, to take Karmageddon by force if necessary. But not before an attack from the assassin duo, the siblings Kashmir. Well, I mean, they were a duo, things got messy for one of them. Job done, info gathered and contract complete, Alejandro chose to forgo his payment in exchange for a new home for himself, as well as some of the unfortunate souls he cared for on Absalom Station. Juniper was more than happy to help and accepted, as well as offering to grant Ryder's request and take them to the demi-plane moon of Karmageddon in hopes of following back on its trail as she led them through a hidden doorway. But where was V during all this? Didn't they have to go see a Vesk about the computer? Let's rewind back a couple of days, drifting away from Absalom Station and off into the vastness of space, where we return to the Afterparty, the space cruiser and travelling studio owned by Fleabird Galaxy Enterprises as it docks silently against a massive asteroid. And a certain familiar Vesk on board has been enjoying some well-earned rest and relaxation.
But first, this.
Hey Shannon, I have this really awful issue with a rash in a place I can't discuss on air. Do you have anything to help me with that?
Oh boy, do I, Matt! Have you tried Dice Fiends? It's a podcast where games are played, and it's great, and it'll clear all your rashes up, especially the ones in those unmentionable places.
Oh, is it okay if I get it in an orifice?
I don't know how you would do that, it's audio. You can find it anywhere podcasts are.
Alright, I'm gonna head straight to my nearest podcast center and get me a jar of Dice Fiends. Thanks, Shannon.
You're welcome, Matt.
Dice Fiends has not been proven to clear rashes, but it can relieve boredom. If Dice Fiends is exposed to an orifice, contact your doctor immediately. You can find Dice Fiends and other shows like it on the Imaginary Broadcast Network.
V, you've been staying with Crunch on the Afterparty for a while. You haven't really heard from your friends, but they're fine. You know, there's nothing going on that you have to worry about. You're just down here, seeing your partner, having a good time.
There's one thing I know, it's that if I leave all three of them alone together, nothing bad or interesting ever happens in my absence. Probably.
But unfortunately, Crunch has had to go. There's a big ruckus going on the Afterparty at the moment. Seems like Galaxy's got some kind of new show in the works, and Crunch has had to go and deal with it because he has to head security. He's got to make sure that everything is handled. He's left you with a VIP pass. He's allowed you to wander around at your leisure, but he's recommended that you stick to the VIP areas. That's where people are going to be coming in, and you can mingle. There's free food, so he's sure that's where you'll be sticking around.
Yeah, so first thing, V makes a nest out of Crunch's bed, because they've been wanting to do that ever since they moved in for a while. And they've got the entire bed to themselves, so they make like a lizard nest and sleep under that with a sun lamp for at least time And then after a while they get bored of that and decide to go exploring.
Yeah, you're wandering the halls. You see there's a lot of hustle and bustle as people are getting ready. There's lots of serving carts going around. It seems that they're really trying to put on a big show for whatever's going on here. You know from talking to Crunch that there's a bit of secrecy around this. It's Gaxley's effort to really make a big push back into the hyper sports arenas that currently a lot of the older fans and the kids have been watching more Eoxian Death Sports, and even some of the pirate Karmageddon shows they've been seeing. Crunch has mentioned all this to you about how Gaxley's been getting a little bit desperate, wanting to really make an effort. So he's managed to actually pull off something pretty impressive. He's not going to tell you what exactly, but he says that you'll find out. In the meantime, you follow the smell of the free food into a large hall.
Damn straight I do.
In this hall, you see there's a buffet laid out, all kinds of foods, meats and things. Some stuff that you recognise, some stuff that you don't. You also recognise, as you're wandering along, Face Dancer, who is one of Gaxley's staff who dealt with you guys previously.
Oh yeah. Have they got the ring on?
He's in his normal form, a tall, slender android with white hair, dressed in a well-fitting tux as he's telling the staff where to go and so on. He looks over to you, gives you a curt nod, but looks like he's busy, so he heads back to it.
V's like pocketing food and then waves while they're looking, and then goes back to like pocketing food for later.
Yeah, as you're pocketing food, he passes by and says, "That is actually free. You don't have to steal it."
Oh no, it's just for lady. I can't eat all that I want there, but later on I'll be hungry again, so then I'll want to eat some more, but I don't have to come back here for it, so...
We do doggy bags here that we're quite happy to put a party bag together for you. That's not a problem.
Best day at work ever.
He indicates the party bags to you off to the side, and you're able to fill your pockets and your party box with whatever you're after. Are you eating the food or just storing it for later?
Yes.
Okay. So you are making your way quite handily through the buffet. You see a couple of the staff are looking at you a bit annoyed because obviously they just finished setting out. The guests aren't even here yet, and you're already making quite the mess. But they've been told you're VIPs, they're leaving you to it.
Fair. Yeah. I was about to try and come up with some bullshit justification why they wouldn't be making a mess, but yeah, fair.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking all the food stuff in your pockets and also in a box, you're making a mess.
Fine. V returns 1 orange.
Great. You put 1 orange back on a plate with no other oranges on it.
Compromised.
As you're doing this, and the staff are trying to work their way around you, the doors open. Through the doors, firstly come a tall patra with this long grey hair, and behind them are a pair of humans, a slender, pale-skinned woman, and a stocky, shorter man. Mediterranean kind of skin, covered in tattoos.
Oh.
Behind them comes a contemplative, a giant brain that kind of floats with a spindly body. They're dressed kind of almost like a schoolboy kind of vibe, kind of like a Tintin kind of thing going on there. And behind them, there are two like pretty hench-looking SROs, robot guards maybe. You're not sure, but they seem to be flanking him, and he makes his way past as well and starts to mill about the room, just kind of eyeballing stuff. And Adam, why don't you tell us what Hull comes in as?
So, Hull ducks down to get under the door, over 10 feet tall. This is the giant green dragonkin with a missing left arm and these metal plates on one of their folded-in wings. They step in, look around, and it's immediately obvious that they spy all the food laid out, and there's this, gleam in their eye, and they try, not to immediately just dive for it.
Wow, self-restraint. I read about that once.
And you see that Hull, this huge dragonkin man, is flanked by this short, chubby patra girl. Definitely younger and shorter than the other one that came in, and she's just kind of milling around at his side. She looks a bit like a cheetah with a set of chocolate blue hair, and she's kind of eyeballing everybody at the time. But go ahead and, as you see these two, make me a culture check.
Oh, holy shit! That's 19 on the dice for culture, which.
Nice.
Which gives me a total of 26, because V is 7 in culture.
26, nice. Okay, well, as you're looking at these guys, you recognise them. You spent time with Bath watching various sports, both Eoxian Death sports and just general sports. You know that she's very into this kind of thing. And you recognise Hull specifically as an up-and-coming Novable player. The rise of Hull has been something that she's watched a lot of videos on as well, and she's really enjoyed following the career from the beginning. So you've been kind of forced to watch these as well. Baff likes to watch television loud and often in your workshop.
Yeah, that's alright. V sent me into it at this point.
Yeah. By osmosis.
Yeah.
Like you can't really not be into it. It's like when I make you watch the wrestling.
No, you don't make me watch the wrestling.
Okay, it's like when you watch wrestling when I'm in the vicinity.
If it's on.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good analogy because like you don't make me watch the wrestling, and I'll watch it when you're watching it, but I don't watch it when you're not around. So that's a good analogy.
Yeah. How you come in? It's not the best time for you, despite coming here and getting a shot at making a big change for your career. You recently got a call from Drum, your erstwhile third team member. As mentioned before, all these other teams have 3 members. Unfortunately, it's just you and Gally. Drum did message you to say that their ship had been attacked en route. And not only they, but also your vehicle, the Dragon Wagon, had been delayed, and they wouldn't be able to make the show.
The Dragon Wagon.
It was the only thing I got to keep when we left that wretched planet.
It's okay though, Drum has informed you the pirates that had attacked them were chased off by another ship that came out of nowhere. They're extremely sorry, but they're not going to get there in time for you. They wish you the best, and they're going to make it up to you, they promise. And as they were saying this to you, they've been moved along by authorities who are taking statements and stuff, and they're like, I'm really sorry, and then they hang up. So you guys have turned up sans one members. It's a little awkward.
Is this something that happens often with this teammate?
No, Drum's usually pretty on point. They're new, but they've never been in trouble before. It seems like this was an outside influence. They were on their way to meet you with the car fresh from the shop when they were attacked on the way. As I mentioned, luckily they were rescued by a passing ship, but it's gonna be a delay.
What are we supposed to do now that we don't have the full team here? Are we even gonna be able to play?
And Gally starts tapping away on her pad. Yeah, no, totally. Look, all we gotta do is just explain what's going on. Drum's great and all, but we've been doing this ourselves for plenty of time. We'll handle it, don't worry. I'll make sure everything's sorted.
Alright. I know you can handle the logistics of it. I just, I'm not good with all the rules and they're gonna be like watching, and having a team member not here doesn't look great, does it?
Well, no, but we'll see what we can do. Look, hey, let's just get some food. Let's relax. It was a long flight, and we'll think about it later.
Alright, fair enough. Hopefully they have big enough cups. I'm tired of drinking out of those little teeny tiny red ones that I have to hold with 2 claws.
Yeah, hey, hold on a second. Hey, can I get excuse me, hey. And she goes off to, harass one of the staff to try and find a nice big cup for Hull.
Alright, then Hull goes off to harass the table with food.
Yeah, V, you see this 10-foot dragon man moving towards you with considerable purpose, eyeing the food at your table.
Oh shit! V's been like, when you see when you're in a room full of people and there's a famous celebrity at their end, and you try and get a selfie that gets them in shot, but you don't want to go up and bother them. So V's been trying to get a decent angle photo, probably using Fly Guy as a data pad mount.
Oh, nice.
So that they can get a photo that has them pointing at Hull to send to Bath. Holy shit! Look who's in the room.
Yeah, so you're facing Fly Guy and you're doing a selfie while Hull's in the background, and you're so busy trying to get the angle just right and get the levels just right and you want to send a really good picture, really impress people. You don't notice that Hull's been getting closer and closer until the viewfinder is mostly Hull's waist. Right behind you.
Yeah.
There's just a shadow eclipsing the sun.
Turns around, just walks smack into Hull. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
A single orange falls out of V's pocket.
Didn't see you down there. Sorry. And they take a step back. You okay? Hull will assess for injury since they're not speaking.
Yeah, you look this person over. Is this Vesk? I just want you to describe V first.
So they're a Vesk. They're frilled. So they're a bit pointier than the standard issue one.
Nice.
I describe their build as a core of muscle with about several decades worth of neglect on top of that.
Yeah, muscle gut.
Muscle gut's a good way of describing it. Mostly white scales with blue. If you've seen a blue tongue skink, take one of them and smush a Vesk into it, and that's basically V. They're usually wearing grubby. Actually, what would they be wearing at this thing?
Well, you've been with Crunch for a good few days now.
Yeah.
So.
All right, they're wearing one of Crunch's shirts for sure. and also trousers. Had to think about that, but yeah. They're vaguely respectable. None of their clothes have like oil stains or anything on them for once, and they don't smell like grease. There's been marginal effort. You can't see their genitals. Progress.
So as you're standing there staring at Hull, not speaking, just thinking about how you should be getting your clothes, Gally comes back with a. That's just a bucket. Let's be honest.
Oh, perfect.
There you go, big guy. I didn't know what you wanted, so I just brought the bucket and some water, I guess.
I appreciate it. That will, I'll just take care of this water. And they just throw it back real quick. And then they look around for a keg. They don't know if this is that kind of event, but they're definitely looking for one.
Yeah, you see a couple of guys are bringing out, like, like box wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like box wine, but it's massive, and it's definitely something similar to wine, but like mulled wine. And they're just bringing out. They are effectively kegs.
Perfect. And they'll look down and be like, "Oh, do you want one?" And they'll like hold up the bucket.
I extremely do. You have no idea.
All right, let's see.
V's just like blushing. Can Vestons blush? You know what? Yes, they are. They're blushing.
If you want
slightly.
to blush, you can blush.
Absolutely.
Screw
Their scales just turn a different color a little
Yeah.
Big pinkin', yeah.
All right, so I will fill up an entire bucket, and then I'm just gonna grab one of those box wines and bring it over.
Yeah, you go over the stuff like, oh, would you like a drink, sir? Oh, you have taken the entire...
Yeah, yep. Just the tap is open and it's just pouring out into this bucket.
Sir, please, I mustn't... all right, very good. I'll be here if you need anything else.
V just leans across from behind Hal's like, I'll have one in too, please.
Would you like a glass or...
No, not really.
Glance at the... Oh, of course. Please help yourself. I'll go get some more.
However, if you do have any sippy straws... Oh no, not sippy straws. What is it? What's the ones called that do all the wiggles?
Curly straws?
Yes.
Curly straws.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Do they have curly straws?
We do not have curly straws. I'm terribly sorry. And Gally pipes up from behind and goes, oh, hey, hold on. And she comes up behind you, rubs her hands together and pulls them apart. As she pulls her hands apart, these green strands start to appear. It does a kind of cat's cradle vibe as she magically 3D prints a pair of curly straws. 3 curly straws, actually, one for her as well. And hands them to you guys. One for you, and then she reconsiders, does a bit more work. The curly straw is now 3 times the size, and one for you, and gives it to her.
I have no idea what I would do without you, Gally.
Gally laughs and goes back to her data pad.
Sorry, my name's Hull Cyphrus Varphalis. What's your name?
I'm V. V Coronine, I guess. Sorry, you're famous. One of the people on my ship really likes sports and stuff you do. I'm pretty sure they have a poster of you somewhere, but don't tell them I said that in case they don't, or in case they do.
Wow, I actually didn't know the posters had come out yet.
I think she made it herself. If it exists, which I'm not saying it does, but yeah.
Gary looks up and is like, that's copyright infringement.
Okay, so it doesn't exist, and glad we cleared that up.
Hull just, is clearly touched and trying to hold back emotions. Right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's very kind of them. I don't feel like I've gotten big enough to really have a kind of following like that, but... Wow.
I don't think you can get any bigger. Just staring up at her.
I've tried. And they go up and down on their backwards bent knees, trying to get as tall as they can.
V's gonna do that thing where they're holding the drink in one hand and their eyes just go up, down, and up again.
Gally comes to you guys. Goes, okay, so how? I've been checking out the competition, and I don't know if we're going to be getting a third here. See those guys there? And she points at the that portrait that came on earlier, and she says, "That's Karina. She's another up and comer. She's kind of known for being a bit tough. I don't know whether she's gonna be great for us. Next to her is her team members, and she points to the stout, smaller guy. She says, that's Pierce. He's pretty tough, but he's supposed to be a good guy. So It's really a problem. And over there, and at that point she actually does that thing where you have to like expand an image on like an iPad. As she's reading this other woman's name, she goes, "That's may howling winds and freezing hail scatter the bones of my enemies." But it says here that she's called May Hail for short.
It's a bit extra.
That's so much easier to remember.
Yeah, so just May Hail is easier, but
May
also
Hail, got it.
she's like ride or die with Karina, and Karina's not going to join us, so not so great.
Ah, boy. They look over at V. Sorry to, talk business in front of you. We lost a player. Pirate trouble, I think, out in the Vast or in the Drift or somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, we had to deal with pirates before they start. They're a pain in the ass.
Tell me about it.
Gary turns to V and says, "Can you drive by any chance?"
I suppose I've got some piloting ability. What was that?
Well, we might need a driver, and you can drive.
Yeah.
And they give V an appraising look. Yeah. That might just work. What do you think? You ready for the big leagues?
I mean, yes. Looking at Hull again, it's like, you can be there?
Oh, yeah.
Checks their watch. Deal. It's like, yeah, I've got time. I've got nothing better to do, and I've already nicked all the food here.
Hull reaches down and, smacks you on the back. That's the kind of spirit I'm looking for.
Fuck yeah, sports.
Fuck yeah.
Gary nods and goes, "Okay, great. I'll see if I can wrangle something and get you on board." Oh, I nearly forgot. Over there, and she points to the Tintin-looking contemplative in the corner with the two SROs, the two robots, and she goes, "That's Arlen Volker, the boy genius. He's an amazing technomancer, but other than that, I don't know much about him. It's weird. I don't know a lot about contemplatives lifespan or anything, but for boy genius, he's been around for a long time."
Maybe ages really slowly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, me neither.
Either way, he works alone. He's got his two SROs. They are fully out of the picture, so it's a good thing you were here, V.
Yeah. Actually, who is?
Yeah, if you want me to sign anything for your friend for helping us out, just let me know.
Grabs Flyby and just hands that over.
Gally, can I borrow a pen? I seem to have, I swallowed the straw, so,
Again? Yeah, here's a pen.
Thank you. And they will sign just across whatever's the widest part.
Probably
of
one of their
Guy.
wings, which is also convenient.
Perfect. Yeah, they'll just put Hull all across it, and then draw a little symbol of a dragon next to it.
Once again, best day at work ever.
Oh, you really saved us.
V's just going to unbolt that wing and give it to Bath later.
Actually, speaking of signing stuff, just real quick, if you don't mind signing just this, just in case, any issues or anything, and Gary's going to hand you her data pad, which has just got the tiniest text, and a sign bit at the bottom.
Yeah, they just told me not to bother.
Yeah, that's altogether too much. Just scrolling through this miles of text, like blah, 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 death, serious injury, compensation. Oh, compensation. No, not be compensation. Right there. Signs.
Yeah, that's compensation for them.
Yeah, you pay them if you get hurt.
If you damage any property,
I've done dumber things with beer swords. He signs the data pad and hands it back to Gally.
All right, nice. She puts it away. You guys are hanging out. You're going through the food. You're drinking kegs of this mild wine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
And Karina, the partner that Gary pointed out earlier, comes over. She's tall and slender. Partner like cat people, so think of her more like she's like a panther.
That's alright. V was a cat once they get it.
Sure. She's got this long silver grey hair. And she comes over to you actually, Hall. She goes, darling, it is so good to see you. I was worried you wouldn't be able to make it, that you might have perhaps been taking a nap or something.
No, of course not. I was ready as ever. And they pull up their arm and they flex. Yeah, good to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I roll a sense motive? Because that sounded like
you're
shit
watching this
talking.
conversation. Yeah, you're watching this conversation.
Ooh, that's a 1. But I can add to it a 6, that's a 7.
Cool. Yeah, she seems like a big fan. Big fan.
Where? So I'm not the only person here, likes you.
Gary, however, rolls her eyes and says, "What do you want, Karine?" And Karina says, "Oh, little girl, the adults are talking."
Hey, whoa. Come on now. We're all on the same level here. And Hull is literally looking down physically.
Yeah, she looks back at you unfazed, and then turns to her friends, laughing, and goes, "On the same level, us and you? You don't even have a full team."
I think you are mistaken in that regards. I'd like to introduce the threat of the vast themselves, V.
Hi.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, you see that, like, the camera pans to V, who just goes, "Hi."
Well, V thinks they're friendly, so...
Fair. And Karina like, looks you up and down with a fully obvious sneer. And says, "Oh, Hull, you are picking up strays now. I know you had a short career, but this is embarrassing. Still, don't worry. I will make sure that when I and my team win, that we keep things professional. You don't have to worry about her." And again, she looks at the amateurs and little girls getting in the way. "What? I'm 24. I'm just short." "And perhaps you can enjoy your retirement finally, old man."
Hull's gonna lean all the way down and being like, "You don't know what embarrassment is yet, but if you keep talking like that, you will."
Give me intimidation check.
You got it.
It's a long way to lean down as well. I'd say she's about 6 foot, but you're still 10 and a bit foot.
Okay, so V and Hull both have something on her.
So, as my first roll on Cosmopunk, that is a nat 20
Oh, baby!
for a 32.
Oh, he got them good dice.
Yeah.
He got them dice that work. Sweats.
Yeah, no.
I brought the good ones today.
Karina leans, like, visibly leans back, obviously shaken, and says, steps back and says, "Yes, well, I'm sure that you and your friends will put on a good show. It's a shame about, Drum, was it? Such a pity, but, well, I don't need to stay here and tell you how to drink by the look of it. Drown your sorrows early. My team and I will be, seeing you later." And she looks back and you can see that her team are kind of staring, and she makes an annoyed, like, finger snap and says, "Come on, we have to go on the our own thing. I haven't got time to spend wasting it on these losers."
See, I thought you were cool, but it turns out you're kind of a bitch, aren't you?
I am cool, and also a bitch.
Touché, I guess.
And she leaves and takes the other Mistwalkers with her. Pierce gives you kind of an apologetic shrug and carries on with them.
Sorry about that.
It's alright. I guess professional people, sports people at least, like, ego goes to the head. I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen professional soldiers talk like that, but I never thought professional sportsmen.
I mean, how often do people die in this game?
Hull just kind of stares off into the distance a little bit.
V's calculating how likely they are to die. Not as in V, but as in this catty cat.
Karina?
Yeah.
Well, as you are calculating, as you guys are discussing the lack of sportsmanship going on here, the screen, large monitor, bursts into life in front of you guys. Actually, right behind you guys, because you're all at the table eating. You see Flipper Gaxley appear on stage. He's flanked by a good set of various genders and races, all in these race wear attires, all showing off various sponsorships and things. He says, good evening, contenders. I am so glad you could make it. Yes, this is going to be quite the spectacle. I am very enthused to have you here for the first episode of The Core. We are going to be making history here, people. And don't forget, whichever team ranks first will be given an exclusive contract with Gaxley Industries. You guys see that a wireframe image comes on screen, and as Gaxley is shrunk into the corner while he's still talking. The image shows an old school wireframe 3D diagram of a large asteroid. Gaxley continues. Each team will have their own vehicle and make their way down the Iron Circus. And the camera pans into this 3D model of the asteroid. As it pans around, you can see that a pit has been drilled through this large meteor, and you can see that there are markers on it showing a racetrack, along with several large dots that are indicating challenges along the way. Gaxley continues. You're allowed to attack each other during the racing sections, of course, but remember, this isn't a death sport. If anyone should be incapacitated, a shield cocoon will automatically appear and keep them stable until medics can retrieve them. We want to make sure that our talent is looked after, unlike some people.
Who's he looking pointedly at when he says that?
It's known that that Gaxley, in his desperation to stay relevant in the media scene, has had a lot of trouble keeping up with the...
Throwing shade at the competition.
Yeah, just had trouble throwing the competition, exactly. A shield cocoon will automatically appear and keep them stable until medics can retrieve them. There will be 3 challenges, each with a race in between. Gaxley leans back in his chair and then looks sidelong at one of the random people. You can see that there's he kind of makes a hurry up, go to commercial kind of motion, and suddenly on comes the commercial. It's showing Adam, what's it showing? What's the commercial for?
Ooh, putting me on the spot, huh?
Yeah, indeed.
It's gonna be a commercial for what amounts to an icy hot pack, but it's like comes up to Nova heat and then to the void of space, keeps you warm and cool to heal those injuries.
You see it's being advertised by another sportsman who was known to have been in a terrible accident and seems to be up and about now.
They're making more money off these commercials than they were actually playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the injury wasn't even like that bad, it seems like. He's just really raking it in.
V wants one of those heat packs. V's looking them up online already.
Actually worked pretty good.
Wait, you have one?
Yeah, we bought like a surplus.
Yeah, let me see here. They start pulling all sorts of junk out of their backpack. They just have random stuff. Looks like they're going to try to survive in the wilderness.
V's nodding like it's completely normal to have that with you.
You see a bag check guy has been like waiting patiently by you for a little while, and then starts to stare as Hull just empties out their whole pack.
Here we go. Got a couple of them. Here.
Thank you very much. Snuggles it like a blanket. How big is this thing?
So Hull has to get the XXXXL sizes, so they're like a full-on body pillow size.
Oh my god, you have changed V's life.
A body pillow that heats that hot would be so awful.
That would be the best thing ever.
It'd be super uncomfortable.
Just sweating your way through the night.
As someone that struggles to retain heat, I need one of them. Just in real life.
Oh, yeah. You just put that under your sleeping pad, and then you sleep out under the stars.
Or if me, you wrap yourself in it like a cocoon. Yeah.
Not quite a heating lamp, but it'll do.
Oh, we'll cherish this forever. Can you sign this? V's holding the whole thing up like just like a massive blanket.
Sure, why not? How big do you want it on this?
You got any spray paint?
Just hold on. Dives right back into the bag. Leans over. Galley. Spray paint.
Seriously? I mean, obviously I have spray paint. I was going to try and disentangle it, but yeah, okay. She hands you
I knew you would.
2 cans, one red and 1 green spray cans.
Perfect.
See, that's clearly a sign that this is meant to happen.
Absolutely. This giant hull across the whole thing.
So you just sprayed Hull down the end of this icy hot pack body pillow.
The security guards like holding their face.
Yeah. The bag check guy is like desperately looking for security guards because they're shrugging. They assume that people are just eccentric, they're famous.
Yep. Or in V's case, they're eccentric even though they're not famous.
Well, for now.
V's calling a courier to take it back to Crunch's flat.
Yeah, actually, if you do want to call a courier, Face Dancer does actually appear, and he says, good, you found the food and all the wine. Excellent.
I'll face it, so you met Hull and Galley.
I have not, but I am here to make their acquaintance.
Oh, sweet. Well, this is Hull and this is Galley.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. It is nice to meet you also. You guys notice that Face Dancer is actually carrying, he's pushing rather, on the bag check trolley, these 2 really big boxes. And he says, if you would follow me, I'm sure that we can get you situated. Please, right this way.
Cheers, good to me.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm taking the bucket.
You've got. Hang on. So you've got 2 massive boxes of wine. You've got a bucket
Each.
of nothing, or are you filling it with wine? Okay, you got.
The bucket started off full. It's probably a lot emptier now, or Visa's at least.
Okay, so
I don't think
Gally makes you a bucket as well, and then also she just thinks of her cups, so like a more red cup.
Yeah, and then 2 pockets full of just random dry food and oranges. Apparently.
Yeah, it's a lot of prawns. Prawns and oranges you picked up.
Oh, now we're talking.
Are we?
I need some astro shrimp.
You want some pocket shrimp?
Oh, you carry pocket shrimp?
Visa's offering like handfuls of shrimp.
Yes. And I got some pretty big pockets. And they look over at the table again. I wonder how much we could smuggle away.
One last raid.
One last raid.
Face starts for 5 minutes. Catches glimpses of all the security guards. 3 minutes.
Yeah, Face Dancer's he's got a very like Alfred type vibes. He's like, I suppose. And you guys are able to. Are you sneakily trying to nick all this food, or are you just like dumping pockets of food into your dumping plates of food into your
We have
pockets?
3 minutes. Stealth is out the window.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all about speed. High
it's
speed,
just-
low drag.
In fact, if the bucket's empty now, they've drunk it. So it's just like food in bucket. Get to Face Dancer. Get out of there
That's clever.
before
That's
anyone
good.
stops them.
So, okay, so you guys leave. You follow Face Dancer with pockets full of space shrimp, buckets full of wine, and possibly other space shrimp.
Shrimp cocktail.
Gally's taking like a good few like cocktail sausages. She's got them in her fingers like Wolverine style and trying to eat them as they're going.
I grabbed a little bucket of the sauce for you.
She dips the sausage in your pocket where the sauce is and munches it.
This looks like a technique that's been used many times. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, this is part of the course. Face Dancer takes your bags, pops them onto his trolley along with these 2 big cases, and leads you down towards. You can see on the signs on the wall as you're passing. There's lots of lots of fine art and such, lots of screenshots of various things that Galaxy's done and put on in shows and things. And there's adverts as well for The Core, this show that's going to be this big new hit, showing the meteor with this drilled hole through it. And you guys are led towards the guest rooms, and then past the guest rooms. And Face Dancer keeps leading you down until you are in what is effectively a large conference room. He puts the trolley in a corner and nods to UV. If you will permit me a moment, Master Hull, Miss Gally, I have somebody who would very much like to meet you.
All right. Are they another fan?
Somewhat. Excuse me for a moment. I must conceal our presence, and security is important in these situations. And he goes over to the door, locks it, pulls something out of his pocket. It seems like a little circular data pad. Puts it on the door, and you can see from looking at it that a series of numbers come up, and then a click sound. And Gally says, "He just locked us in here."
Huh. Well, at least we have shrimp.
Yeah, if we're left in here for a while, we'll at least be able to survive.
Yeah, until one of us needs to take a shit, then it's going to get ugly real fast.
Well, we do have buckets.
Oh, yeah. I like the way you think, you're practical.
Comes from living in the Vescarium.
Face Dancer turns and says, "I assure you, shitting in a bucket will not be necessary. This will not take too long, I hope. Please, bear with me." And he goes over to the cases, takes yours off, puts them to the side, and then opens up these 2 large cases. V, you probably saw Face Dancer wandering around taking luggage and stuff while you were waiting for the guests to arrive. Mm-hmm. So it's not unusual that you'd have had all this stuff. But these 2 cases seem hefty, so he kind of struggles and puts one down, and the other one pops them open. And pulls out from them a series of small components, which he starts to put together, clicking them together like Lego or something, until after a while he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small kind of USB type object, and he pops it into what you can now tell seems to be like a chest with small feminine frame. The chest at this lights up, and the arms that he's attaching to it start to continues to put the rest of itself together until it reaches into the second box and pulls out a head. Now, you live with Beth. You know what kobolds look like. Hull, Galley, probably haven't really seen a kobold in person before, but you're aware of them.
But it has like dragon-esque features, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would know that kobolds seem to have been appearing like in small spats here and there. No one's really sure where they're coming from. They tend to like mostly congregate around large city areas, but they also keep themselves to themselves. So it hasn't really been a case you can like, meet one in the wild, so to speak. Even so, this isn't technically a kobold. This is an SRO shaped like a kobold.
It's a robot.
Nice.
They finish putting themselves together, and then Face Dancer comes over with their lower half, and they slot themselves into it and stand. Their eyes go from a dull blue to well lit as the lights inside their skull light up, and they look up and say, "Ah, Hull, Galley, it is good to meet you." And they notice you, V, as well, and there's a moment of surprise. V, it is good to see you too. It's me, Juniper.
Ah, you're kobold here.
Well, we found that it was easier to develop several bodies that I could just download into rather than moving around. There have been some security issues of late, and consider it a safety thing.
Ah, fair enough.
The problem with these bodies, of course, is that I can't keep them powered for long, but long enough I should hope to extend my greetings and an offer to our two friends here.
Hull will just sit down cross-legged, like, wow, we're pretty lucky that you two already know each other. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Look out at space.
What are the odds?
Yeah, surprisingly serendipitous.
Nice to meet you. I didn't get your name. I'm Hull.
Ah, I'm sorry. I was distracted. But really, I'm here for you, Hull. My name is Juniper, and I am working on behalf of Karmageddon. My employers have been watching your progress and are very, very impressed by it. We understand that you are here to try and secure a long-running contract with Mr. Gaxley.
I mean, yeah, been looking for contracts. And they look over at Galley and wink, shopping around trying to find the best one.
Galley's halfway through eating like her stick of sausage. Goes, huh? Oh, yeah. No, we're in big demand right now, but we're open. We're open. Juniper nods. Says, well, that's good, because I have a much better offer for you, I think. At this point, Face Dancer hands her a datapad and says, I really should be getting back. It could be dangerous if I am considered away for too long. And she nods and says, of course, thank you for your time, Face Dancer. We'll be in touch. Payment will be on the way as usual. He nods, heads out. As he does, he turns to you, V, and says, the code log should open up once Miss Juniper is done speaking. Do not worry. You will be able to shit into it.
Oh, well, that's good to know, I guess.
And he excuses himself from the room. Juniper holds up a contract. Oh, not a contract. Juniper holds up an offer. And she scribbles something on the datapad and slides it across the table. Hull, this offer, even though Gary usually handles like the money side of things and the business side of things, you're aware that this offer is considerably better than what Gaxley was offering.
So their eyebrows go up quite a bit as they look down at this contract. They're clearly trying not to look like they're affected, but doing a horrible job. Galley. One moment. Let me...
What
my associate would also like to look at this, I'm sure.
Yeah, what could it possibly be? Gary doesn't... Hang on, I'm going to actually see if Gary can keep her cool.
So V's trying to look around Hull to see what the number is as well.
Yeah, V, you can tell this is something along the lines of like 1 million credits. They would be wanting to do a residency. It would be about 4 to 5 showings a year. This is serious cash. You don't know exactly the numbers. And Gally sees the numbers and she's just like, holy crap! I mean, no, that's not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean,
yeah, no, that's pretty. It's alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. Almost as good as the other guy that offered us A while back, right?
Oh, yeah. They snap their claws. Yeah, that one. I remember what you're talking about. Hull is not always, great at picking up on other people's body language and motives and stuff, but I would like to try a sense motive just because this seems like a too good to be true kind of situation.
Of course.
All right. I'm going to add my big bad +2 onto this. And as is incredibly true to my style of rolling, that's a natural 1.
Ah, I see you've played with us before.
I'm going to fit right in here.
I'm going to roll for Gary as well. Okay, well, Gary got a 10. So, whilst the deal is good, you guys are bad at lying. And Juniper seems amused. As much as it's difficult to tell what an SRO is, emoting, Juniper's body language shows that she's pretty amused. And she says, I understand that this might seem too good to be true. I have to admit that it does have some caveats. Number 1, my employer has a vested interest in seeing Gaxley knocked down a peg. You have to win this race, and then you have to leave. It would be amusing to my employer to have Gaxley know that he was beaten once again.
Yeah.
Number 2, you will have to stay on Kharmageddon for a minimum of 2 years. As per your contract, making varying showings. You are, of course, welcome to come and go as you please, apart from during contract terms. However, your base of operations will be with us. Does that seem amicable? And Gally says, so we get like a house or something? And Jim says, oh, of course, you will be given nothing but the finest while you are under our employ, and as long as you are performing adequately.
V's just going to pipe up for a second. It's like, do I have to do all that too? Because I'm just like subbing in for someone and I already have a job and my boyfriend kind of lives here already, so.
You are subbing in?
Yeah, these guys have what was his name? Disc? Something? Drum, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Drat, bang, disc?
These guys already have a drum. I'm just the stand-in drum while that one got attacked by pirates or something, so, But I'll take some of the money.
Yeah, can we do like a commission or something?
Of course. What you choose to do with your money is up to you.
Well, fair enough.
And as a show of goodwill, we would also like to give you a down payment to prove that we are serious. Well, 10,000 credits first.
Allow me once again to speak with my colleagues, and I'm gonna pull all 3 of us into a huddle, V included.
I'm just imagining the way he does it, just like grabs all like V and Gally, just grabs them together and wraps the wing round. So like,
absolutely, just pulls them in with wings, swoop in.
If you take a step back as you guys like just spin around away from her and do a big wing hidden huddle.
All right, listen, I know we just met, V, but you seem to know this person. Would you say that they're on the level?
I mean, she's... Well, they've never really let us wrong so far.
So I'll tell you what, roll me a sense motive, RJ. In fact, roll it with advantage since you know Juniper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's 26.
Okay, 26. Yeah, I mean, you are aware that Juniper's, on the level. You didn't know that they had a body now, but you do know that before she left, Bath had actually made sure that Juniper would be looked after. It stands to reason that, as you would know as well, that Bath had gone to a place called Karmageddon, that Juniper is probably working on side. She probably even could tell you about Bath. She probably even knows Bath, or how she's doing at least. For the most part, nothing about this seems particularly devious. It seems like they're just striking a deal, and you have gotten caught in the middle.
Yeah, seems above board. On the one hand, 10,000 credits is a lot of money. That's it, that's my whole argument. I say go for it. Fuck it, 10,000 credits each. And what, millions after that? That's like set for life money.
Yeah, they will turn and look down at Gally. Gally, what this would mean is that we'd actually have some kind of home to return to. Obviously it sounds like we can explore still or whatnot, but how does that sound to you?
Pretty great. We haven't had Wait, hold on. She leans out from your wing Goes, we can come and go as we please, right? And Juniper nods, says, of course, as long as you aren't scheduled for any shows, as you please. And Gally nips back and goes, that sounds pretty great. I would not hate to have a nice place to live for once.
Yeah. And, alright, and so this is more of an out-of-character question, Pan, but what would Hull and Gally know about Gaxley?
Gaxley is just a rival in television. He's a well-known businessman. He's been involved in some shadier dealings. Nothing he's ever gone to jail for or anything. I'm just thinking think of a eccentric old rich guy who bought a TV company because he could. So she's standing there, Juniper's standing there. She's politely, she's wearing a little watch, more of an affectation than anything, but she politely checks her watch at the back of her wrist, kind of thing, where you guys are back and forth with each other. I must be clear that I don't have a lot of time here. These bodies don't really tend to be particularly energy efficient, and when they are done, they are disposed of. So, do we have a deal?
Oh, right. Sorry. And they'll let everybody out of their wing circle and turn back, still sitting cross-legged. Well, it seems to me that your offer is very generous, and I think it would be beneficial to all parties involved. And they look at Gally to see if they're using the correct words.
Gally's nodding really hard.
So, and they hold out a big claw to shake hands, because that's how they're used to making deals.
Small claw and shakes your hand. She goes, excellent. As I mentioned, I cannot be here too long. Face Dancer will handle this body, and once you have completed Casley's, what's he calling it now? The core? So derivative. We'll be able to talk more. Remember though, you must win. That's the condition.
Understood.
If V is anything like they were back in the day, that shouldn't be too much problem. And they give you a wink.
I'll have you know, I'm still in the day.
Very good.
Even better.
Everybody give me a culture roll. Everybody give me a culture roll.
It's 8, 7.
Alright.
15.
11.
Okay. Hull, you've talked to Gally, and Gally's been kind of talking to you as well about Kharmageddon, this mysterious empire. She's been trying to make contact for a while to see if they can get you in there, but you're both well aware that it's a don't call us, we'll call you kind of situation. Many of the best have taken up residencies there over the years, but its exact location is a closely guarded secret, and showings of their larger-than-life games and tournaments are well known among those in the know. You either have to be somebody, or you have to be somebody who would pay a lot of money to see to get on there.
Yeah. What does V know about Karmageddon at this stage?
Let's say you only really know that Karmageddon is also a place that does do these high-end sports. They basically only put out pay-per-views. They are doing just the top-level stuff. Baffer's gotten a few tapes of them before that you guys have watched, and it's all big stuff, rather than just being a case of we had a boxing match. We got in mechs and fought in the mechs, and then we fought on the ground in the ruins of the mechs. That kind of thing is far more bombastic than the average sporting ring. But they don't put stuff out often. Right,
so V knows about Karmageddon more as a corporation than a place.
Yeah. You're aware that it exists as a thing, but you don't. It's all, again, you watch it when you're around Bath watching it, but you don't watch it on your own.
Yeah, good.
At this handshake, Juniper nods, and she taps the watch on her wrist. And a little bit later, Face Dancer comes back in, and says, are we all done? And Juniper nods, and Face Dancer comes over. He goes to remove the USB type drive from her chest, and she holds up her hand and says, before I go, it was good to see you again, V.
Yeah, it's nice to see you again too, in real life. Like an actual tangible thing.
Thank you. And Face Dancer pops out the USB, and the body powers down. He starts to, take it apart again, putting it like someone taking apart a CD or something, and they're putting it away.
Imagine it like those overhead projectors that people put out at conventions, where you just fold it up. Bear with me.
And he starts packing away the parts. When he's done, he nods to you guys and opens the door. Says, "I trust that we'll be seeing each other again soon. Good luck in the race. I may have placed a small bet."
Hull will grin. Well, I don't think we'll let you down.
Like I said, he said that nobody dies in this. Also, he said no one's allowed to die in this one, but he also said that everyone's protected by a shield. So I see no reason not to go balls to the wall.
Well, with this kind of contract on the line, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Toothy grin.
Face on the nods and says, "Whatever gets me my my cut." That reminds me, I almost forgot. And he pulls out of his pocket a green data card, which he hands to Gary, and says, "Juniper wanted me to make sure that you had access to a vehicle since you had unfortunately run afoul of pirates. This should allow you to get into the garages of Gaxley's. I will see to it that the security cameras are indisposed. So if there's anything in particular that you feel may be of use to you, feel free." And with that, he leaves, leaving the door open for you guys.
Where not only do you're getting paid a lot of money, but we get to steal a car as well. Best day at work ever.
Best day at work ever.
Munches a handful of pocket shrimp.
Yeah, in fact, Gary reaches into Hull's pocket and pulls out some shrimp as well. And Margie goes, best day at work ever. Let's get to the garage. Are you guys making your way to the garage, or do you want to mill around a bit? You can see that there seems to be like a small party, a small soiree going on. You can hear music down the hall and such. Again, like I mentioned, Gaxley is like trying to pull out some stops on this to really impress people. But you also are aware that you are on a time crunch. You don't have your vehicle with you. You know that the other teams do. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I reckon grab the car.
Yeah.
They've already robbed all their food, so there's nothing worth getting in there. And it just seems to be full of bitchy kits anyway, so...
Yeah, I do much better at a garage than a gala. So Hull will just start walking in a direction, assuming he is going the right way.
Yeah, V just follows them, assuming they're going the right way.
Gary is more than used to Hull's impeccable sense of direction, as she lets Hull walk forward, every now and then steps in front and then steers them to the left or the right as she's looking for the signs to where the garage might be. She's got a local schematic on her sheet that's allowing her to find it for you guys. And find that you do. In fact, you come to a door marked garage with two security guards sitting and kind of like playing. They look like they're playing some kind of like version of dominoes, but the dominoes are hard like holograms. And they're just sitting there, just like kind of killing time. You see, they are a pair of Kasatha.
Hey guys, is this the way to the garage?
Yeah, this is the garage. Can we help you?
Got a vehicle waiting inside for, And they look down. Do we have a team name yet? With V on the team, we might have to have a team name.
Oh crap, I didn't have a team name. And Gary looks at you, V.
Oh shit, don't look at me, I'm crap with names. I named my first spaceship after the thing it was. Team looking around the garage. Mighty.
You're not in the garage. You're at the doorway to the garage.
Team.
With the two guards watching you go. Team.
Mighty. Can I roll to just punch one of them?
I guess it's not necessary, but sure.
Dominoes.
Yes, Mighty Dominoes.
Team
yes.
Mighty Dominoes.
Right. So V stumbles for a bit, suddenly rears back their arm, the guard flinches, and Hull goes, Dominoes.
Yeah, that.
Team
Mighty Dominoes. That's us.
Right, wow. Great. Okay. Archie, give me an intimidation check for like apparently making this guy flinch.
I was going to try and style it out to look like a stretch, but it's too late now.
Oh yeah, you could do it. No, if you want to style it, you can do it.
Can I aid on this?
What, for the stretch?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Give me deception with advantage for the aid, I guess.
Perception.
We gotta be limber for the game.
So what was the roll you wanted from me then?
Deception, because you're lying about stretching rather than
what's
punching.
deception in this? It's...
God.
Bluff. Yes, that's
bluff,
the one.
yes, sorry.
So it's 8 plus... Oh, what? 4. Yeah.
You've got advantage from Hull giving you stretching lessons.
Okay, 14.
Okay, let's roll for this guy. He looks at you and goes, but you look like you're going to punch me.
I'm just stretching my arm, you know.
No, see, Yeah, look, that's our team thing. And I'll reach over and give them a fist bump. Like, I'll pull my fist back and then fist bump them. And then do the same to Gally.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, totally. She does like a fist bump and then like an explosion hand gesture. You see, you go in. It's a team. It's a team Mighty Dominoes thing. Yeah.
Team Dominoes. It's like we're about to knock each other down, you know?
Definitely. Nodding furiously.
Right, I'm just going to roll for it. Wow, this guy's dumb. He goes, oh, right.
Thank God.
They look at each other and go, famous guys are a bit weird. Yeah, no, yeah. Team, hey, all right. He goes to give you a fist bump, explosion style.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, sure. Please go on in and whatever you need.
Thanks. Appreciate all the help, guys. I'm sure we'll see you around. Maybe we can get a game of dominoes in. Haha. And they'll step through the door.
Yeah, they nod. One sweats, one nod. As you guys open the door and you step through. This doesn't so much look like just a garage. It looks like Gaxley's personal collection, or at least parts of it. Some of these cars look swanky. But there's also a couple of hot rods and type stuff. What are you guys looking for? This says you're going to do this with your roadster for this adventure.
Do you need to guess what V is looking for?
I don't. But
me.
I want to hear you
Begins
say
with
it.
V, ends in N, and there's an A in the middle. V is looking for a van.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Are there any vans that look like I could fit in it?
God damn it! I can't believe I forgot about the fucking vans. Sure. Let me. What you guys roll? You roll perception to find a van. A van big enough for a 10-foot dragon man.
It's perception.
I will forget it.
This is when I needed the nat 20.
I got 16 plus 8, which is 24.
Okay, and a 22.
24. And a 22. Okay, yeah. You guys are looking around. There's a lot of really nice old. It looks like maybe there was some kind of fancy collection at one point. He's got a good few of them. A bit of those VW vans.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they are all medium humanoid size.
No.
What you do find, however, is something that looks like it was once a tank, but it's been made as a kind of a camper vehicle.
It's a recreational tank.
Oh, yeah. We used to have those in the war.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm hard.
Well, just hope that I'm not, because I'm about at head level for you.
That is also a good point. I think we're in agreement. We're taking this. Hey, Gally.
Oh, yeah.
Gally, check it out.
Yeah, I am also hard. What's
Gally, camper tank. Camper
He's
tank.
pointing to the
Crap, is that
tank.
a tank? Yeah, you guys are doing the meme point, like the open mouth meme point back at the tank.
It is exactly that.
Gary
what I had
comes
in
running
mind.
over. She was checking something out.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, that's nice. Let me just do some checks real quick. Okay, so mechanically, what Gary's going to tell you is that this tank, like many of the vehicles in here, will have 3 stats. It's got speed, hardiness, and weaponry. The tank obviously has a +3 to hardiness. It's got a -1 to speed, and it's got a +1 to weaponry. It looks like the weaponry on the front has been decommissioned, so it can be kept to the garage like a vanity piece.
He's cracking their knuckles. Right, we'll get a bit of recommissioning done there.
I will say there are other vehicles around. Each one will have different stats, but you guys seem to be really down for the van tank, the vank, if you will. So that's what we're dealing with here.
Okay, V'll take a cursory look around in case it's a bigger tank, or maybe some other vehicles.
I will tell you there is not a bigger tank. There are other tanks of the same type, varying colours. There's probably a section of them, but for the most part, it looks like these are mostly pretty standard things. There's something that looks a bit like a really big motorbike. It's got 4 wheels in the front, 2 wheels on the back, and there's also something that looks quite sporty.
That's a tough call. That bike looks pretty
That bike
nice.
does look sick, but
But
I'm still casting my vote for the Vank.
can I sleep in it?
Yeah, exactly. You can sleep on it, maybe.
Can I sleep in it while we're being bombarded? That's a question.
I mean, we could pull out the back couple of seats, and I guess you could put your legs up. Sure.
Alternatively, tank.
They raise a good point, though. and they're just eyeing the tank.
What do you reckon the fastest vehicle we'd be up against is?
So you guys won't know, these vehicles in here are all like Galaxy's just general collection and like things that they've been working on and such. You won't know currently what Team Mistwalker or Arlen Walker are travelling in.
Unless, what if we could work it out? These got their datapad out and they're looking for a previous stream from each of those teams to see what they're driving.
Oh, you're smart like Gally. You do good technology stuff, don't you?
I love the internet.
One day I'll find where the internet is.
Yeah, sure. Roll me computers or culture. Computers or culture, it's fine.
Rolling for computers because I have a plus. 10 plus 30. No, it's 33 total.
33. Okay, for sure. At 33, who are you looking for? Arlen Volker or
probably one after the other. If they can find just like a stream for either of them, see what they're driving most recently.
Yeah. With a 33, I will say that you've seen Arlen Volker. Arlen Volker has definitely been in a lot of different vehicles, but it seems like their most recent one is a kind of. It looks a bit like it's what you've seen actually, but it's got two sidecars. That's how I was going to decide of. You also find out from this video, the episode is called Alpha and Beta. It looks like he's riding around like maybe a mountain pass, doing a quick YouTube video saying like, I'm gonna be big. I've been working on this really hard for a while. Blah blah blah. He's got a real like plucky young guy kind of spirit going on there. And then you also find Karina and the Mistwalkers. Now, what you find is that the Mistwalkers only formed recently. A lot of the time, Karina has been a solo act. She has been riding around with a kind of a very sleek vehicle, but they only joined as a team together recently. So Karina was riding around on something that was more like a walker.
Very agile.
It seems like it can convert from a wheeled vehicle to a walker vehicle as well.
Right.
That's pretty sick.
The important thing we learned here is that neither of these are faster than projectile. So I'm still fighting for the tank.
Yeah, I think looks over at the videos that you're playing. I think we can tank them.
Fist bump.
Oh man. Gary quietly face palms, but says, I could probably do some work on this tank if there's anything we need.
Yeah, I can put a finger to it as well.
Great. It's great to have somebody to work with. Fantastic. Tell you what, Hal, do you want to hang out while we put some work on this tank?
Oh, I'll put my own touches. And they pull out the two spray paint cans that you've given them.
Custom.
All right.
Ooh, so have you ever seen a racing tank? And believe it or not, that exists.
What? No.
That is a thing. I'll find you.
I gotta look up a racing tank.
Have you ever seen Mad Max?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
The most recent one.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Harding. The one of the bad guys in that had like a Dodge Challenger tank.
Yeah.
The chassis from that is a real racing tank. So I like to imagine that by the time
so cool.
by the time we're done, it's like that, but with a van body on it.
So it's been a good while. The two security guards sitting outside are looking at each other. They hear like various like drilling noises, crashing, banging, a lot of yelling, some very loud bipod. And finally, Gally steps back, wipes her brow with an oily rag, and goes, "All right, I think we're done."
This is incredible.
V's just going to put down the welding torch, flip up the visor, and be like, "We've built a thing of true beauty here."
Guys, why don't you go ahead and describe for me what this Vank, which we can name, looks like?
Okay, so to start with, it looks like, if you imagine the 1970s era, sort of like hippie buses, that sort of deal, but someone's just taken it, chopped the bottom off, and attached it gently onto a tank treads. So
Lovingly down.
on the top, it's all peaceful and happy, except for the turret that we also mounted to the roof.
But then a big fuck off turret on top.
Yeah, it's basically a danger sandwich with a huge turret on top, and effectively a space VW like hippie style in the middle, and then tank treads on the bottom. Yeah. But these aren't any normal tank treads, as to my chagrin we have learned. These are speed tank treads.
We have converted these to high speed treads. Go look it up online. It's incredible. RJ showed us. Yeah. It was like, how is this tank flying across this area? Like, what?
I will happily say that I was fully ready to be like, no, guys, this is going to be a slow vehicle. But then RJ showed us racing tanks, which are a real thing, and I had to eat my words.
We are going to get speeding tickets in this van.
And they will be coming after us because of the flames that I've painted on the side And at the very front, right where the bumper is, there's just these teeth coming out like it's a face. And the front headlights have like these really angry eyebrows that are like windshield wipers. So they're just like bouncing around.
Yeah, at some point, Hull had wandered off, like yanked the windshield wipers off some other car, these like really big industrial ones, and stuck them on. So it's got angry eyes.
Yeah.
Gally took a moment to rig them up so that they can be controlled. So you can have a winking speed death tank if you really want.
And on top of that, Gally's put lighting on it as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Gally has insisted on. Now, if you at home have ever seen a Dekotaro truck, a Japanese truck, that is really, really over designed LED ridden trucks that Japanese truckers drive around for shits and giggles, I assume. But they are super garish and super cool.
V thinks of them as digital war paint for our van, so they're fully on board with them.
Yes. And we've got the lights that shoot down under the treads and like lights those up like you see on tricked out vehicles. And we got spoiler, right? We have to have one of those to go faster.
V just sprints off and then come back 5 minutes later and you just hear like someone like text screwing something into the bodywork. It's like, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Nice. So as the three of you stand back and admiring your handiwork, Gally turns to you guys and goes, so what are we calling this thing now that we're Team Mighty Dominoes?
Despite the fact that we only chose the Mighty Dominoes a few minutes ago, I'm trying to think of a pun that relates to them just for this van.
Yeah, let's see. It's like a van tank.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to play dominoes now.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of with like van in the middle of it. I used to watch these ancient video archives, and there was a really awesome action hero, and I can only think that this could be called Jean-Claude Van Tank.
Oh my god!
Perfect. Jean-Claude Van Tank.
Jean-Claude Van Tank. Yeah.
It took me a while to get to that one.
That's good. Gally hands you a can of spray paint. And says, "Hey, I'll do the honors, man."
Yes. Hull will go over and just with a will put across the giant side of it, trying not to hit any of the neon lights, Jean-Claude Van Tank.
Yes. Nice. V salutes. God bless her and all who's sailing here.
A tear comes to Hull's eye.
You guys have your vehicle. Thankfully, Face Dancer made it clear that anything you built would be registered to you via the green card he'd given you. So you are ready for the race.
Yeah, but who's going to drive?
I'll drive. It's probably easier if you guys are handling offensive and defensive stuff, but we can switch if we need to.
That's fair. Yeah. I am incredibly good at piloting, but I think I will allow other people to do it for now.
Gary gets a 1,000-yard stare. Okay, well, you guys have got the run of the place for a while. You know the race isn't actually until tomorrow, so we can jump start to tomorrow unless you guys want to do anything beforehand.
Do you reckon the vent can do donuts?
There is only one way to find out.
I mean, it's right here, and we've got this massive hangar right here. We've got all this free time right now.
I think that in order to have a vehicle that is ready for this combat, it needs to be properly tested.
I concur. They both look to Gally.
Hull immediately jumps up on top of the bank.
Yeah, Gally hops in. She slides into the driver's seat, which is bathed in neon from all these lights. There is a hatch at the turret, easily big enough for Hull, also big enough for V if they want to. Mm-hmm. And there's various. You guys have stripped out the back. There's no seating really in the back. This thing's built for quote unquote speed, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, absolutely can pull some donuts. The two guards outside looking at each other, go, it's not worth it, man.
Yeah, just on the other side of the door, they hear the worst grinding sound they've ever heard.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be the worst thing that people do in this hangar. Reasons be to themselves, badly.
It definitely
is. New record.
Yeah, you guys have been allowed into Gaxy's private collection and are pulling off donuts in a Frankenstein van tank speedmobile. I don't think anyone else has been doing that anytime soon.
More fool then.
Okay, well, let's do a quick roll to see. So what we're going to do here is you get you've got speed rolls and stunt rolls. So you can choose to either go fast, you can choose something cool on any turn. So for now, you guys are just looking at some cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
Gary's going to hop out. She's going to be taking readings, make sure everything's working out. So the two of you are in the Jean-Claude Van Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Who's driving and who's on the turret?
I'm sorry, it's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, V's going to take a turn at driving.
Okay, if that's the case, then Hull will help by like leaning left and right to help make turns.
Yeah, awesome.
Hull is critical to the aerodynamics of the vehicle right now.
That's right. Hull will get their wings ready so they can like flap them out.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, as you guys are like getting up speed, going in circles, I'm gonna say that doing donuts is probably a stunt. Somebody give me a stunt roll, just one flat.
Can I assist on this?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're like leaning out, you're like opening your wings to get better drag.
I'll go for that.
Yes.
So it's 13 on the dice for V.
Okay.
And I rolled 16.
Okay, yeah. So this thing is just this. You're kicking up so much smoke.
Sparks are just flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's not quite designed for donuts, so it's just kind of like scraping up the ground of the hangar as it's going around. But it's doing it. You guys are making it.
Mm-hmm. And more importantly, it itself is holding up completely fine.
Yeah, Gally yells out. He goes, "Yeah, readings look good, guys. This is surprisingly well built. But you're really good engineer."
It's just the thumbs held out the window.
Yeah, you guys speed by with a thumb out, Hull with his wing out, and V with a thumb out. But you guys have you have successfully built your vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah. So V's just going to gently slide it to stop in a parking space between some other cars.
Are you now? You're going to gently slide it.
Do we have to roll for that?
No, but I find the image of gently sliding a huge van tank really interesting.
So it's like if you guys have ever watched Ace Ventura, the first one.
Oh my god, I was
like
literally about to say
swings
that.
his car around and like slams it into a parking spot. That's exactly what I imagine here.
I'm gonna hang on.
Oh no, you've doomed us all.
No, you guys make it. You slam into this parking spot real nice. Unfortunately, this parking spot was not designed for a vehicle this big, and you just crush two cars on the other side. Like, you're in smooth, you're in tight, but those cars are destroyed on each side of you.
Hull looks over and down through the window. Nailed it.
V just looks out the window, just like tugs at their collars, like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it.
Hull's gonna jump out. I'm sure this will be fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. And she hops up on the turret to check it out. She puts some paces, aiming at various things in the place, shows Hull like how to aim and such. But also she's going to hit a switch, and the turrets fold over and become a sort of a gangplank. And she'll turn to Hull and say, "If it comes down to it, and you need to get out in a hurry, you can use this to kind of launch yourself off."
Gally, I don't know how you think of this kind of stuff, but this is incredible.
I think of the most cool thing, and then I think about you doing it, and it's pretty easy after that.
Hull goes in for a predator handshake.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't go for a whole forearm, but she goes in with a predator handshake.
I think this thing is just about ready, but I need one more thing from you, Gally. I'm gonna need you to make a couple more spray cans for me. Can you do it?
She's just gonna make you like a bunch. She'll make you a bunch.
Perfect.
Yeah. Surprise me with this. She goes, "Okay, no problem. One sec. She produces her cat's cradle magic again, and she just starts like popping out spray cans of a variety of colors. After a bit, she's made too many. Actually, she's kind of like, "Whew, okay, that's a lot of spray cans."
Will do. We'll use these right before the race, and he's gonna throw them in his backpack.
You got it. Okay, so we'll have you guys actually let's deal with these security guards first. So these security guards have gone back playing dominoes. They're kind of like every now and then leaning over to hear these screeching noises and crashing noises. The doors open, and the three of you walk out, just coated in oil and motor oil and stuff like that.
Boys.
And You give him a little salute.
Yeah.
Let's see if that one that you tried to punch is just still scared. Yeah, he flinches at the salute. The other one salutes back and goes, everything okay in there, boss?
Absolutely. We're just put the finishing touches on our vehicle, and we'll be back for it later.
Yeah, no problem. You're a guest.
Leave it there, no problems.
And as Hull, Galley, and V say their goodbyes and good nights and make their way to bed for the evening, the camera pans to the garage, where Jean-Claude Van Tank sits, ready, waiting, and prepped to traverse the Iron Circus, coming to you live in an exhilarating pay-per-view, live holo event, Fleabird Gaxley's Race to the Core! Gaxley's Brothers are not responsible for any damage, injury, death, mind wipes, or dimensional shifting before, during, or after the show. Sponsored by Fardaxian Energy Supplements. Chug the drift.
Hey there, and thank you for listening to Cosmopunk. If you want more, then you're in luck, because we're back on Patreon, baby. We're starting up the Drift sessions again, where we do retrospectives on past shows, as well as blooper reels and banter breaks, where we talk about what we get up to outside of the show. We couldn't do this without your support, so big thanks to Alice, Donald, Grumpus, Janice, Rose Lissette, and Vin Cross. We're also on Discord and all of the social medias. Links to everything are in the description below. Once again, thank you so much for listening and supporting the show, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. Till then, shoot straight and roll high. Auf Wiedersehen.